What you mean?
Him forget it, man.
Call up him bum buck, Lord.
Him forget it, guys. If you put a reason, him forget it, man. Come on, that me say.
What you mean if he dead, man?
Hey, welcome to True News JA. A man who attempted to murder his girlfriend on Sunday was fatally shot by a police officer. The man reportedly attempted to take his partner's life by slashing her throat with a knife at a home in Bendon District, St. Catherine. When police arrived at the address after being alerted of a domestic dispute around 11:30 a.m., they found a woman with a throat wound. The man was also on the veranda with a knife in his possession, which he reportedly attacked the police with when he was ordered to drop his weapon. "Yes, man, kill him," one resident shouted, to which another joined in, saying, "How you mean he must die?" There was also a conversation about there being a child at the residence that was allegedly seen with smears of blood. According to a Jamaica Gleaner report, the man allegedly charged at the policeman, leading the officer to fire shots at him. The wounded male and the injured female were subsequently taken to the hospital, where the man succumbed to his injuries while the woman was admitted. There is now an open investigation by Indicom surrounding the incident. A video has since surfaced depicting the home where the attack occurred when the police were already on the scene. Multiple shots were heard, and onlookers were rejoicing, encouraging the officer to kill the man.
What you mean?
Him forget it, man.
Call up him bum buck, Lord.
Him forget it, guys. If you put a reason, him forget it, man. Come on, that me say.
What you mean if he dead, man?
That means a war, man, war them. Kill the woman in there. Eh? What you mean if you kill the woman if you dead, brother? Kill the woman if you blood clot, do it. Pick the blood up. If you pick the blood up, you can't let that man there alive, brother.
Partially decomposed body of woman found in Trelawney. The Trelawney police are awaiting forensic results to determine the identity of a partially decomposed female body, which was discovered in Falmouth on Saturday. The police theorize that the woman was murdered elsewhere and dumped at the location where it was found. Reports are that the partially decayed body was discovered in bushes near Foreshore Road in the Trelawney capital by residents who then alerted the police. The law enforcers processed the scene, after which the body was removed to a funeral home. No motive has been determined for the suspected murder.
Back.
How many of those cases do you think
I don't have the definitive numbers here, but we have seen cases come up in the media. If we in Jamaica believe strongly against discrimination, the truth is that our history has been one where we as a people have been discriminated against. So the conversation about tolerance, protecting people's rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing the issue. And views are changing. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position. It is evolving. There is discussion in our parliament now regarding the change to a specific piece of
legislation. Would you like personally, as the Prime Minister, to see it decriminalised?
What I would like to see is the process being further opened to bring more people into the discussion. It is a very sensitive issue, but my job as a Prime Minister is to ensure that the human rights of every single person within the country is protected
It's
and
hard,
that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, and as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize is that there is a legal process that we are going through. And it helps really when we have this kind of conversation and it is done in a way where there's also respect for the process. Remember, it took the UK many years, centuries, to change your laws. And we're going through that process. We're in different stages.
Can you
of
see a point
development.
where it will be decriminalized?
My view is that the generations are changing. Their access to information, they're traveling more, they're experiencing more, and they have a stronger view, as I said, about discriminating against people. So I think where we have a commonality is that there should be no discrimination. But I think there should also be a respect for the process that is taking place in Jamaica as a democratic society, as a society that believes in freedom and the protection of human rights.
Prime Minister, let me just ask you generally about the Commonwealth and how important you view it, and indeed our Queen here, who's now in her 90s and still going strong, but in lots of issues going forward about who will be the head of the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth is a very important grouping of nations. And for Jamaica, we maintain our presence and participation in the Commonwealth for many strategic reasons. We're a small developing country. It is important to have a group of friends, to have a family association. And then as I said earlier, we have shared values. There's a changing international context. You have Brexit. So meaning the British people, have to now figure out where will be your sphere of influence. For many years, your attention was not so much on the Commonwealth. It may very well be that post-Brexit, you will have to focus on the more than 1.5 billion people who are in the Commonwealth, who are, 2/3 of the population are below 30 in the Commonwealth. That's a powerful growing market. That could be a future engine for economic opportunities.
Right.
So Jamaica's position is that we see it as something of strategic value for us.
Yeah. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. It's good to talk to you this morning. Thank
my
you
pleasure
for
being
joining
with
us
you.
in the studio.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
And let's
Thank you.
hope this Windrush scandal gets resolved very quickly, because honestly, I think it's sickened. Everybody I've spoken to in this country is sickened by what has happened to these people.
Yeah, and my view is that we can't deny people their dignity.